Welcome back to the Brew Crew podcast, everyone. This is episode 101. 101. I don't know if we should do 101 or 101. You know, these intros, I like to give you my inner dialogue my inner monologue when
we're always
I'm thinking through the intro.
101.
101.
We always need content, so this helps.
Yeah, exactly. We need content. 101 is smoother. 101 is the correct way, and 101 is not the right way. My teachers in we had this game in elementary school.
Hondo won.
Yeah, Hondo won.
Hondo won.
Hondo won.
Hondo.
Honda clearance days.
Hondo.
Sale.
No.
Won.
Hondo.
When I just left work, I just did this today. When I was walking down the hall.
You did that?
Just like
just
that.
Throwing up?
Just
I don't know.
over and over.
Don't do
like
too many
legit
hand signals. You don't know what they mean.
Oh, I know
You
what
don't
all of them
want to be in a rival,
like this.
a war with your rivals.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you get
guys
the,
gotta see
then you got to rotate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty sweet.
Hot stuff. 101.
101.
So that's it.
Quality material.
So if you're just joining us, if you're just coming from the 100th episode, or this is your first episode, now that we're on Podbean, welcome. And that's the kind of content you can expect on the Brew Crew podcast.
Looking for the bean.
Looking for the bean.
With your buddy.
Flicking it.
So real quick.
Two dudes looking for the bean.
Brew Crew business news right off the bat. We got approved by iTunes, so now we're everywhere you should be able to get your podcast. iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, which is now Google Podcast. They got rid of Google Play.
Alexa.
I told myself I'd remember this. There's two we haven't done yet. Alexa and Pandora, who has podcasts now. We'll get to those. Spotify, big one. Spotify moving into the podcast world in a huge way.
It's just Joe Rogan, then us.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
There's Joe Rogan, then Brew Crew Podcast. We're the big exclusive Spotify podcast, except we're not exclusive. But they think we are.
Oh, yeah.
We've breached contract.
If you're listening to us on Spotify, thank you. We're exclusive.
We're exclusive. Also on iTunes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Spotify, exclusive.
So you can find us at all of those places, and especially Podbean. So Podbean, podcasting website. You might not know it because a lot of people send their podcasts there and then stream them to iTunes like we do. But if you do want to go to Podbean and listen, please follow us. It's important. We need engagement.
Yes.
Follow our podcast and listen from the app. They have an iPhone app, an Android app, or just follow us on Podbean, then go listen in iTunes. Whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter.
I just want to say the one thing about following us on Podbean. I actually did it. I'm one of our few followers right now.
Thanks,
and
Matt.
I connected with you're welcome. I connected with the Facebook account, kind of like my grandma would say it, the Facebook.
Yeah.
And it's not intrusive or anything. You don't get a bunch of Farmville pop-ups or anything.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't add anything to the Facebook interface. It's just one less login that you need to know.
Oh,
so you
yeah.
just link those accounts.
Yeah.
Because
Gotcha.
I'm hesitant to do that too.
So follow us on Podbean via Facebook. Easy.
Yep. Facebook or Google.
Easy
I just
peasy.
recommend Facebook so far.
Great. So
Excellent.
that's all the Brew Crew business news.
Do you guys, we should, because you mentioned it so many times, we just had our monumental 100th episode.
100.
Big deal. Huge deal.
Hondo.
Any feedback? Any thoughts, now that our heads are a little more clear from the 100th episode?
You know, this is the first time I think... I did see that Stev had commented, but I was unclear on what that comment meant. And I haven't gotten any other feedback other than...
So buy me some time, because I got some...
Dr.
Stev
had
comments.
said that he was having trouble playing Podbean, which isn't really feedback on the podcast itself.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Wrong section.
Wrong section. So I have received zero feedback, but I listened to about the first 25 minutes. I loved it.
Stellar.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Yep. Very
I
engaging.
thought we did great.
About
I thought
25 minutes is when we were doing the Century Club was when you got up and went to the bathroom too. So I find that.
Oh, is
fun.
that it?
No, it was later, but I just wanted to go
I like the part.
25 minutes.
What I was really doing was listening to the part where I went and got the bag of chips from my wife.
Oh, that was
I wanted
hilarious.
to see how you filled the air, and it was reasonable.
Awkward as shit.
It wasn't like mean or anything. Usually, 25 minutes in is about where it starts to be like the team up on me show.
It hasn't been that way for
No, not in a while. But I'm just
least
saying, But
four
it
episodes.
wasn't in episode 100. I felt
we've turned
like
a
we were the
page
best
in
of friends.
August
Yeah.
of 2020. July was a real shit show for you.
It was. But I think I handled myself well.
Let's bring it back.
Yeah, just
Shit all over JT this episode.
Stev reached out to me. He goes, I just finished episode 100 again. Thank you, Stev.
Yep, thanks.
That was an amazing and wild ride. And then I started asking Stev about his bar.
Oh, very good.
So that unrelated, but Stev's building a bar. And for a 24-year-old to have a bar in their own house.
For a 24-year-old to have their own house.
I had a 2x4.
You know, that's pretty good.
I had a 2x4 in my
good start.
bedroom that I would put beer cans on when I was 24.
Maybe that's not what he's doing.
No, it's actually, it looks...
2x6.
Yeah, 2x6. Probably cedar.
Ooh.
So it's a little straighter.
Nice.
Don't reveal too much about
No,
his building.
because
you don't want him
they'll
to
be-
get in
they'll
trouble
be
for
able
not
to
having
find
permits
him.
or whatever.
Yeah, they'll be able to find
Yeah,
it
you don't
just
want
by,
that.
recent cedar board purchases. Cobra, any thoughts, any reflections on episode 100 that you want to add?
Well, it's a little hazy, a little foggy. I thought it was great. I enjoyed it. Overall, 100 episodes. I thought we nailed it. I mean, it was a slam dunk, a home run.
It was. A lot of sports analogies.
Yeah.
I took an epic nap when I got home.
Yep, I grilled
was
chicken, but I
really
think
good.
I burnt it.
I
But I'm not
became one
sure.
with the couch.
Did you say you burnt it or earned it?
I burnt it.
Oh, I thought you said I earned it. I earned that grilled chicken.
I did earn
You did
grilled
earn it.
chicken,
Yeah.
but I think I overcooked it a little bit.
Was that the mysterious chicken that showed up?
That was not the mysterious chicken. I have not eaten that chicken yet.
Yeah.
It's still at my house. I don't know what to do with it.
Well,
Is it a part of the tribe
some
now?
options.
The
It's-
gaggle?
It is, but it's
troop?
separated from the other 5 because right now they're not liking each other. So I want to see if they like each other. If they like each other through this fence, just through the fence line, then I'll keep the chicken. But I don't know.
yeah,
To be determined.
to be determined.
I
Sometimes you
El
find a
Polo
chicken.
Loco. That means crazy chicken in Spanish.
It does. It's very, very good. Your enunciation is fantastic.
Yeah, it's great.
Pollo Loco.
That's right.
So, a lot of thoughts. One, the transition to the new name, the new system has gone flawlessly now that you alluded to, now that we're on iTunes and all of our listeners can listen. And I think we have positively identified and affected those individuals. So everyone is able to transition and listen to the podcast. No one's out there saying, what happened to the 100th episode? So I take that as a positive.
Yeah, that's good.
3 people that I talked to were disappointed because I said, we kicked it off. We're going to do something special. 3 people thought we were actually going to butt chug.
Oh, well,
Oh,
unfortunately, the butt chug moniker came and went
So
with 0 butt chugs performed.
So that is hilarious. John Cena will be left alone as the only person in the cinematic universe that has performed that maneuver. So now that is gone, but 3 people were incorrect. I loved how fluid the 100th episode seemed to go.
Yeah.
And it was pointed out by an individual, and we talked about it during pre-production today. We thought it was going to go longer, but we had said everything that we needed to, so it was actually a tighter show than what all of us, I think, expected.
Yeah.
We were
Oh, yeah.
all surprised by the just hour and 45 minutes, so just 5 minutes over the Century Club. Outside of everyone taking a nap or earning or burning chicken,
Earning chicken.
everyone seemed to leave here more clear-headed than we did for our Power Hour,
Yeah.
which just shows our growth on this podcast.
We also threw an IPA in the middle of the power hour, and we drank another one afterwards.
and a lot of sparks.
Yeah, but the sparks on this one, I think that the IPA affected me more during the power hour than the sparks during the Century Club.
I agree. And the rotation of the sparks. I
Yeah.
like how we rotated that.
Yeah. So then, you didn't get stale because, as JT pointed out, the one that he was ultimately assigned had 2% more booze than
It's all right.
ours did. So it was an awesome. Now we need to come up. I have more game ideas for Monumental. I'm not going to spoil them here for Monumental episodes.
Yeah.
But as we're entering our 3rd year as being a podcast,
Yeah.
it was nice on my notes. I could write season 3. I'm just excited for everything that we have in store.
I think now that we are the Brew Crew, I think now we should throw a curveball at him and hit him with some actual real butt chugging.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Just splay out. Just have JT splay out.
Yep.
That's what you guys want.
Put you in the stirrups.
So let me know. We'll do a poll online.
Let's do it. Let's set it up.
I don't know that term on a poll online, but it sounds dangerous. It sounds like those special websites I go to by myself.
Oh,
But
that's okay.
I have a lot of beer news that I want to cover.
Yeah, let's cover it.
So on episode 99, so 2 episodes ago, we covered a Waconia brewing that was brought to you by us by Chuggalo Dave.
Waconia forever.
And there was a reason, if we noticed it was a Crowler. It was a 32-ounce can. And Chuggalo Dave and I didn't do it on the 100th episode. We just didn't get to it. The reason why it's in Crowlers is in Minnesota, it's illegal for breweries to self-distribute 12-ounce cans at point of sale.
It was actually 1 pint, 9 ounces.
Yeah.
It has to go through a distributor.
It has to go through a distributor. So that just shows you the craziness with all of these. And that's going to come in distributors. That's going to come into a later story. But,
Wow.
So you can't go there. And let's say you want to go to Surly. Surly is probably the most popular craft brewer in Minnesota. You cannot get a 12-ounce can.
That's crazy.
Can
you get a 12-ounce bottle?
Can you get an 8-ounce can?
No, you cannot get it.
So
and that was
12
another
ounces and
question.
below.
Yeah. But
Okay.
I think that's more not the rule, but more because of the scarcity of those cans, the specialized. They want to give more. So I always thought that was unique. I always just found out, but I thought that was a unique rule, that it's illegal for breweries to distribute 12-ounce cans.
It is a unique rule. Some weird rules.
Regulations are bullshit.
Yeah, it's blue laws are crazy. Why do
laws.
they vary by county?
Oh my god! Don't even get me started.
I have to Google search whether the county I'm in when I can buy beer.
Don't.
I won't.
Don't get me started.
But I feel like I'm gonna get started.
Yeah.
I lived in a town with blue laws. It was fucking awful.
It's crazy. And if Chuggalos, if you have a question of what blue laws are, just Google it and just be prepared to be upset the entire time.
Yeah.
Because they vary like jurisdiction to jurisdiction. So here's a couple in seltzer news. So we talked about on episode 94 about Monster, being the monster that they are in the energy drink, creating their own seltzer, hard seltzer.
Hard seltzer, yeah.
So it's going to come in 16-ounce cans.
Hell yeah.
They're being distributed, which is unique for the seltzer. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
It's unique in the seltzer world, correct? Because
It's a bold move.
Not necessarily, because now you can go to any gas station and get a tall boy
of seltzer, like
of White Claw.
White Claw.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Yep.
I've seen that.
So, which is, I'm glad. Remember, as I go down this list, gas stations.
Remember everything.
Remember everything. It's
everything
important.
we're saying. Remember.
So
Right,
the
it's
3
gonna be a
finalists. So Monster Energy has trademarked 3 different names: Pure North, True North, and Real North.
Hate them all.
So
That's
the
my opinion.
hypothesis is that these are going to be the names of their seltzers that are coming out early 2021, and everyone's asking how are these going to be available?
Why are they going to name all their seltzers after the Kardashian kids?
Yeah.
That's weird.
That's awesome.
I hadn't thought that.
Kanye is going to sue someone.
Yep.
And for
He's gonna
distribution,
be president too.
they're teaming with Anheuser-Busch. So Anheuser-Busch has 50% distribution across the country, or 50% saturation, that they don't go through another sub-distributor. Like in this area, you have Heidelberg.
Right.
So that would be a sub-distributor to Anheuser-Busch. So another one, here's a new seltzer that I just read about. Are you guys familiar with sparkling ice? It comes in the...
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the little 99-cent.
Yeah,
bottles. I
99
get those
cent.
for my kids all the time. They love them.
It's fantastic. Good news for you. They're coming out with a seltzer.
Jesus Christ.
Well, they are a seltzer, so they're a hard one. I know you meant
seltzer.
hard, but I'm saying
hard
they're-
seltzer. So they're coming out
So you
with
remember
a
Chuggalo
seltzer.
Alex? He used to bring one of
Yeah.
those ice. What are they called again?
Sparkling
Sparkling
ice.
ice. He used to bring one that was flavored, and he would add Mio from a different flavor to it every single day.
It's
That
just
was his thing.
Flavor.
Those are overly sweet as is.
Are they? I had.
Yeah, they're very,
I
very
rarely
sweet.
try 'em.
They don't use real sugar. They use the
Oh,
sugar
the fake
substitutes
stuff,
or whatever. But
Stevia or whatever.
yeah, whatever it is. But man, I cannot imagine adding more flavoring to it. That's just way too much.
He's a baller, man.
And so that watch out, because that's
Hardcore
coming.
sweet
And
tea.
again, like we prognosticated episode 43 or 44, and Chris hammered this, that seltzers were going to be the next best thing. Well, guess what? Anytime he's got a tip or going to tell you about the future, buy whatever it is, because seltzers are the fastest growing beverage, period, in the country. So it's just phenomenal how these non-alcoholic companies sparkling ice. Next is going to be Arizona green tea. I think one of you made that joke a couple episodes ago.
Remember.
Arizona green tea, the 99 cent, they started the whole revolution.
Sure, yeah.
They're going to come out with seltzer. And then my final story is, and this is what I asked you to remember about 3.5 minutes ago, where do you buy your beer? Where do you buy your craft beer, primarily? Let's say you're driving to record the podcast. Where are you stopping to buy your beer?
Well, typically, there's two places. When I'm near home, I go to Arrow, and when I'm near work, I go to Hall's Corner Shop.
All right. And Cobra, same question?
Yeah, same thing. Just down in my neck of the woods, the Springboro Beer and Wine Shop or DLM.
So, in the last quarter, convenience store craft beer sales have grown double digits. And it's almost mirrored how grocery store sales, craft beer wise, not domestic, picking up your case of or your rack of Busch Light, has almost gone down by the same amount. So now,
so people prefer to go to a small corner store,
correct,
versus walking into a big supermarket
in a small period of time.
Yes.
So it's really incumbent on these merchandisers that go to and determine, because convenience stores, much smaller shelf space, so they don't have the choice of variety. If something doesn't sell, they're going to boot it because they don't have the shelf space to fill. But craft beer is growing exponentially at these. So, somebody's just picking up a 6-pack on their way home.
It is convenient, but also I've learned you can't rely on Kroger for variety of craft beer. You can get Truth and Boat Show and some standard craft beers, but you can't get anything you haven't had before. And some of the like ones you see on Facebook, people sharing like this new cool beer, it's not at Kroger. It's going to be at the corner store. It's going to be at Arrow.
So I was going back...
Or DLM. I like
or DLM.
because
they have a good selection too.
They work hard.
Into my purchases, so I can't remember the last time I purchased a craft beer at a gas station.
I do all the time.
Yeah.
You should go to that Shell with the crispy crunchy chicken.
Outside
Their
of a
craft beer is absolutely like off the chain.
Outside of a year.
Whoa,
Easily.
off the
Off the
chain.
chain.
Circa.
Like this is big. This is a big deal here.
When was that?
That
Was
Shell
off
gas
the chain
station is, we're talking maybe 99, 2000 probably.
Well,
Really?
first
Yeah.
it
Are
was
we talking like
first it was off the
Cash
hook.
Money Millionaires?
First it was off the hook, then
They
it was
were
off the chain.
Yeah, right. Because we got cooler.
Off the hizzy?
People don't wear hooks. Off the hizzy, that was third. That came after. That was
Yeah,
even more.
I've never even
Dog,
heard of
right?
that
You
one.
never heard that? I've heard that. Off the hizzy.
But, so that's what I had. Cobra, I know you were excited to tell us some beer.
All right, so I've been kind of sticking to a theme for the last few weeks of like food flavored beer. So I'll stick with that theme, right?
Sauerkraut, please be sauerkraut.
It's not
beer.
sauerkraut.
Oh.
I'm sorry. We'll just nip that in the bud right away. So Disney World, people love going to Disney World. I haven't been in a really long time. I went as a kid, but I haven't been in a long time. I guess there was a crowd favorite sweet treat called Dole Whip.
Dole Whip.
Dole
They
Whip.
have that in Hawaii.
Yep, Dole Whip in Hawaii. But I guess it's a really huge seller.
Oh, I didn't know that.
At
That guy's doing whip.
Yeah.
at Disney. So it's like a pineapple ice cream essentially, right? A brewery down in Gainesville, Florida, First Magnitude Brewing Company, made a Dole Whip sour. It looks delicious, actually.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah. So sour beer, right up our alley. Pineapple,
Sour cream.
creamy. Yep, exactly. They're trying to fill the void. I mean, I know Disneyland is open up apparently again, but if you are afraid to go there just to get your Dole Whip fix, and you want to combine it with beer, and you're in Gainesville or Florida, hopefully they distribute throughout the state of Florida. First Magnitude Brewery, look for that, and look for the Dole Whip Sour. And if you get a hold of it, anyone out there, drink it and review it and let us know.
Let us know.
Give us feedback.
No,
and mail us beer. Send us beer.
Yeah, send us some of this Dole Whip beer.
So,
I want it.
with that,
Yeah, me too.
I have a challenge, and I'm willing to put $5 on this challenge. And this is open to Chuggalos too. Post it on our social media, on Podbean,
Chuggalos Worldwide.
on Facebook.
Assemble.
You have to pick a unique beer that doesn't already exist. The next person, well, I'll put $5 in, but it has to be approved community-wise. The next person whose beer is selected takes the pot. You see what I'm saying? So if you would have picked Dole Whip,
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So if I say
So-
beef jerky beer and
Yeah.
beef jerky beer is next, then
That would be
then I
awesome,
win.
too.
Keep like a running list or whatever these guesses.
And then
let the
once
pot
we
roll.
find it.
and just let the pot roll.
I'm in.
I like it. I'll throw $5 on that.
So if there's something we could wait till the end of so we're thinking about it today as we're drinking or whatever, but we could $1, $5, whatever. But the next person whose beer gets made and the other two can verify it, they take the pot.
I like that idea.
So just something to put, and Chuggalos, again, put it on the social media because it's all timestamped. Throw it on Facebook.
Yeah, put it on Facebook. If you're right, if you're first, we're eventually going to get stickers. So we'll send you one.
Well, yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, we're revamping.
You don't get the
everything.
$15 pot.
No,
That's
I
first.
will. If your beer comes out and I find that, I'll get you a 6-pack of good beer.
Oh, that's nice.
I promise.
That's very
Wow.
generous.
It's even better than $5.
So yeah, put that on social media. Some unique beer, some like beef jerky beer, sauerkraut beer, something. Dole Whip. I mean, I would have never guessed
Sounds
that.
so good right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does beef jerky beer.
That's
honestly.
that's a social media bet. I got to write that down. Social media bet.
Yeah, let's engage people. Start engaging more.
Let's get engaged.
Yeah, that's
get
what
engaged.
it's
All
like.
three of us.
On Facebook. That's one thing we haven't talked about is Epcot Center. This is a beer podcast. I've heard is Disney World in Florida.
You're right. That is the one thing we
Yeah,
haven't
it's
covered
the
on
one
this
thing. We
podcast.
talked about everything
After
else.
this,
No,
everything's
but
over.
I've forgotten all this time because I'm not a huge Disney World fan. I prefer Universal when we go to Florida.
Yeah.
But I've heard from several people who've gone there that Epcot has an incredible craft beer.
Yeah, beer
Library.
garden.
I've always heard
Yeah,
that.
garden.
Yeah.
So that's how my
That you can
in-laws
go
are.
country to country and get hammered on craft beer.
Wow.
That's how my in-laws sell
180 countries.
to me
That's how many
going.
countries they have.
212.
Like in
214 now.
Epcot, they have a representative from every
Well,
single
then
country.
they represent different planets like Mars and Mercury. Yeah. So the
So
Venus,
there's like
the Venus
300
beer
different
is
stations.
800 degrees.
Oh, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Easy.
But
Let
that's
it cool down first, but
that's
I'll
how my
drink it.
in-laws are selling to going to which one's in Florida? Disneyland.
Disney World.
Disney World.
Land is California.
Is because the Epcot Center Beer Garden. Because
yeah,
my
I want that.
my
that's
father-in-law,
appealing to me.
Chuggalo Todd, him and his wife went every other year for a long time, even without kids.
Has he made it through the whole circle?
Probably multiple times.
God, I've heard it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like
So that's how they sell it to me.
realistically, it's like 20 or 25, right?
I have no
Countries?
idea.
It's a lot, though.
It's a lot. Like
Yeah.
you'd be fucked up.
Right.
That's
Which-
awesome.
I hope so.
So it would be tough to do that, and then the next day you spend.
Yeah.
People talk about walking 16 miles.
Right. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think-
especially
In that heat?
In the heat, in the humidity.
it's
it's not
crazy.
the heat. It's
Yeah,
the
it's
humidity.
awful.
I'm ripping the head
And then
off
you're
Mickey and
standing,
puking in it.
Standing and standing and standing and
Yeah.
standing. When we went, I think I got 14 miles in one day.
Jeez Louise.
That was because I had like a fitness tracker at the
These
time.
boots are made for walking.
But a lot of that, I think, was just like me kind of swaying in a line because we were standing in line all day for every ride. You're standing in line hour, 2 hours.
I just want to go eat turkey legs.
Yeah. Like
And
they
Dole
need to
Whip.
make a separate Disney World for people who like don't want to wait in line for rides and just want to like do all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Eat
I want to
turkey
go
legs,
there.
Go to Epcot.
I want to go there emaciated. Emaciated.
Like Christian Bale from The Machinist.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You never saw it.
And just eat. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about anything else
Yeah.
other than all the good food.
They've got
that's
great
available.
food.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
what I want to go do.
Yeah.
But I don't want to, pay for 2 seats on the way home. That way, I want to go there emaciated, and then
I see.
refill back
Yeah.
to a normal size. Right? You don't want to
Yeah.
double your size.
You don't want to double your size.
So
Well, you just got to purge.
that's my plan.
Just purge at the end of the night.
I'm looking up Christian Bale Machinist for you
Oh
because
my
you
God.
would be that guy has gone through more transformations, physical
I
transformations.
think he's quit doing that now. I think
Yeah.
he said he quit doing that because it's taken a real toll on his body.
I think he
Oh,
was 100.
geez.
I
That's
think he was
real.
116 pounds.
Wow.
He had 1 bite of an apple a day to prepare
That's
for that
insane.
movie. That's all
Yeah.
he ate.
How much did he make for that movie, you think?
Not a lot.
Not a lot because that's
Oh.
pre-Batman money.
Pre-Batman.
Yeah.
So he
But more than we're making, probably.
yeah. So
But it was after that he began
Like,
to
I
prep
wouldn't,
for Batman.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't eat a bite of an apple a day for my current job. But if you paid me Hollywood money, I'd do it.
yeah.
I'd do it.
There was
Express
one.
Well,
Well,
pay.
business opportunities at Brew Crew podcast.
Yeah, if you want us to be in a
Gmail.
movie and you want us to all lose 100 pounds
Yeah.
unhealthily.
No, I mean that look at him in Batman. That's healthy.
Yeah.
And then
Jacked.
he also didn't use a fat suit for when he was
Dick Cheney.
Dick Cheney. He didn't use a fat suit. He ate himself into that.
Yeah.
He ate himself into that.
So
That
just
is-
think of his think of his master like ebbs and flows.
He just went to Disney World.
He did the fighter. Yeah.
Turkey legs and funnel cake.
Oh God,
That's how you'll get there.
sounds so good.
All right, I haven't looked up anything on this beer, so I will, or on this brewery, if you guys know anything.
It's got the website right on
What
it.
is it?
so-
Is this the beer review section?
Yeah, we're gonna transition to the beer
Whoa.
review sec. Unless you guys have
That
any
was
more,
that was
any more
seamless.
stuff.
No, that was
Any more
awesome. I
stuff?
like that you just did.
All right, so I could feel that we were on the tail end of the beer news. All right, this is Wolf Ridge Brewing. I did get this at Hall's Corner Store.
Nice.
It is, and I like it because it's
Orange.
It's original. Coffee vanilla cream ale. So you think coffee vanilla, you think stout. Think cream ale, you think cream ale. You know,
Excellent.
Stuff like that.
It's
all
like
all
Legos
good.
how you put that together.
Whoa!
Just dabbed on
Holy
that
shit,
one.
you
Drop
just
the
dabbed,
beer.
man.
Yeah.
A real
Yeah.
treat for the YouTube.
We'll make sure we timestamp this video 3 years ago for dabs.
Please do.
I will. One time, I'll tell this story in a little bit.
One time.
One time. This is a
Fuji's reference and a
Fuji's
dab.
reference. Hell yeah, dude.
We're all over the
Oh,
place
now we got to
today.
timestamp it to like 98.
Yeah. That was, Ready or Not, I think was 96,
man, Lauryn Hill.
97.
Her solo album, it's
Man,
fucking awesome.
She's still smoking hot.
Is she? I haven't seen her.
The,
But
Yeah.
great voice.
the miseducation of Lauryn
Yeah.
Hill. Yeah.
So this is a coffee vanilla cream ale from Wolf Ridge. We'll crack it open. You guys can start getting your taste.
Thanks.
3, 2, 1. The crack remains.
Did you almost go with the crack?
No.
Oh.
I was
Like
just
early?
I was
prepping?
fingering the tab to make
Oh.
sure that I did not miss the crack.
Because I was like, I'm getting thirsty too.
Yeah. So this is out of Columbus.
Smells like butts.
Columbus, Ohio, and Ohio State, I believe, did just recently cancel in-person classes. Or not?
I give
I can't remember.
exactly this many fucks for Ohio State.
Oh yeah, that's the same amount of fucks I give.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're the only. We might lose listeners on this.
It's
We're the
possible.
only Ohio-based podcast that where collectively you could plant our field of fuck, our fuck field, and nothing would
And
grow.
nothing would grow.
Yep.
Yeah, and we did get a healthy taste of Ohio State from our Columbus trip. I'd say it's probably an unhealthy taste.
What was that guy screaming?
OHIO, and then he.
When I say you say what?
He was this. I think we went
There-
over this, but
Did we
he
go over
grabbed
it on
a man
podcast?
by the shirt
It was an accosting.
and was upset that he didn't
yeah.
respond.
I thought he was going to
IO.
stab him.
The
We immediately went
the
home after
instigator of the violence had a group of individuals behind him too, and they grabbed the most meager machinist Christian Bale looking individual that would blow
Emaciated.
over in a
that. He was
strong
a
stiff
yeah,
breeze.
he was clearly a freshman.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He
was
was
like he was 18 and a half, 19 years old.
his eyes were saucers, and it's amazing. So we walked out
Yeah,
of a
it was
convenience
insane.
store.
And the guy who grabbed him
Yeah.
was huge.
He was huge.
He had to be like a bouncer or something. This guy was gigantic.
he participated in the Olympics in the
and methamphetamines.
yes, the clean and jerk.
Definitely.
He was.
When I say OH, you say
He was
IO.
so upset.
That guy
And
pissed
it-
himself.
And it's crazy that it happened because the whole night we were making fun of it. So when it was happening for real, we were kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
we're not gonna say anything. Like it could easily have been any one of us that he grabbed
Yeah. It
because
was.
he was fucking pissed.
I don't know, with the size of that group of individuals, I would like to think that I would have came to one of your guys'.
Oh
aid.
yeah, we would have.
I would have went and got the police.
Sometimes when those people
Right.
are, under whatever the influence they're under, there's no stopping them.
That was
They get
superhuman
that crack
strength.
strength,
That was right on High Street, just right in the middle. We weren't in a seedy part of town or anything
No,
like
yeah,
that.
right
This
in
was
the
right
tourist
on,
hill.
right on the touristy part. But wow, that was a highlight from the night.
Yeah.
That was and that ended the night. We were like, let's go home.
Let's go home now.
Let's lock the door. One of my favorite, if we're just reminiscing about that, as we're we did an escape room after we went to a brewery, and in the escape room, everyone knows what an escape room is. There was a sewing machine, and we turned this old sewing machine on. You know the type that came in a suitcase, and it had the needle, but it was like exposed. Well,
Yeah.
So we thought it was part of the crew or part of the clue. So someone plugged it in. This thing is like amped up at 8,000 RPM, and we're kind of playing with it. And then they come over and they're like, "The sewing machine is not a part of it." Like 30 seconds after, we're like,
they were like,
and this
so-
thing could have like killed
yeah.
us.
Please unplug that.
Yeah.
Do not plug that in.
I still remember that. It's
Yeah.
just like, oh, I guess nothing's a part of that, but I still love escape rooms to this day.
Do you
But
consider that a legitimate victory? That escape room?
how wasn't it?
We did.
Didn't she help us a lot at the end?
No.
No? Oh, she didn't? Maybe that was a different...
No,
we
I think you're supposed to only get 3 clues. We may have got more than 3, but it
Okay.
wasn't like a dozen.
And one of the...
It was 3 rooms. It was a massive escape room.
Yeah, it was the biggest one I've ever done. That's what she said.
I don't.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
Why
get
did I
any
do that?
coffee from this beer.
Yeah. Me neither.
I do. But we'll go into that.
Good.
So Wolf,
I wish I was good at editing and stuff. I
Wolf
put in.
Ridge Brewing. Actually, it's a microbrew, but they actually claim that they are an eatery over a brewery,
Oh, excellent.
which is rare because we always, say,
What do they serve? Wolf?
yeah, Wolf and
Probably
Ridges. Wolf Ridges.
Oh,
Ridges
so
of Wolves.
Ridges have wolves?
like Ruffles chips,
Yep, but wolf flavored.
wolf flavored chips. Probably illegal.
Sounds...
So they do.
Dusty.
They have a pretty thorough
Sorry,
history
Stacey.
on their website. I haven't read the whole thing, but
Must
they've
be
won
thorough.
awards. They
Sorry,
are
Stacey.
Columbus premier dining and drinking destinations. One of.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
one of. We'll have to go back and figure it out whether that's true. And they say that they've become synonymous with quality, inventiveness, and approachability. I will say inventiveness. This is it's a unique-ish beer.
So when we talk about quality at work, we just say that's very Wolf's Ridgy.
Yeah, we do say that.
It's
we
in the vernacular.
It's official. That's an official term. We use it in our reports.
Yeah, it's quantitative. Yeah, there's a scale.
Yeah.
How much
the
wolf
Wolfridge
ridge?
scale.
Yep.
Yep. So that's that. Columbus, Ohio.
Off the top rope.
Yep, hit us with it.
This is JT. I know you were busy hitting us with the backstory.
Sure.
I was joking when I said I didn't get any coffee flavor.
I don't know. How could I know? We've been opposite before.
The interesting thing with this beer, this is 100% a coffee beer, without being a stout. I am not a coffee drinker. That's why I thought it was important to go first, because my 2 esteemed peers are both coffee drinkers and connoisseurs, I would say. You could drink this beer if you're a coffee drinker, in my lay opinion, in the morning and just satisfy your coffee desires
And alcohol desires.
and your alcohol desires.
Those AM alcohol desires.
If you're after the caffeine, obviously, or it's not going to be in the beer. This comes in at 5%, and it's a 12-ounce can.
Is there any caffeine in this? I mean, it's basically a
I just hype.
cup of coffee.
Well, it is brewed with a local Columbus coffee roast.
So they
I'm
grow
guessing
coffee
that
in
there
Ohio,
is
but not
caffeine in
hops.
here.
That's crazy to me.
What I was on. I don't know if you saw this post on the Beer Geeks, Dayton Beer Geeks. Someone said I have a bunch of extra hops I grew in my backyard.
They're probably from Indiana or Kentucky
Dayton
because
Beer
it's
Geeks.
a small area. but
Liars.
There's, as we've learned
As we've learned.
before this pod started.
Yeah. Well,
hops
before.
don't grow in Ohio. Correct.
That's right.
Not good.
Yeah.
Dirt. It's too dirty. Too clay. Too hard.
Okay, but off the top rope for what this beer is, and again, not a coffee drinker. This beer is extremely appealing. 4.25.
Wow.
It says coffee beer, cream ale. That's just a style of beer.
Yeah.
It is a coffee, and I know coffee, like when you expect flavors in it, typically you have to put creamer or flavor additives or whatever those are called.
Typical, yes.
So I don't hold. It's a smooth coffee. This is probably one of the best coffee beers I've had. I don't know. Off the top rope, 4.25.
No, you do know. You do know.
Yeah.
It's confidence. All right.
Confidence.
What you got?
It is a coffee beer. It's just coffee. It's just iced coffee. It tastes just like iced coffee. That's it. There's no cream ale.
no,
There's
definitely
no
does.
vanilla. I don't know how else to describe this. It doesn't look like coffee. It actually looks like light beer.
Yeah, it does.
Looks just like light beer, but
If you want a glass, there's.
it tastes just like coffee. I can't hammer it enough. I mean, if you want a cup of iced coffee, but would rather have a little booze with it instead,
This is a good choice.
yeah. But I mean, I don't know specifically how this qualifies as beer, because it tastes exactly like iced coffee. I give it three butt cheeks. referencing the
Big
butt cheek
range.
scale.
Big range.
I don't particularly care for it. If I'm gonna have iced coffee, then I want some particular iced coffee. I don't want this. If I want beer, then I want beer. I don't want this.
Fair enough.
I don't want this mixed mash of what it is,
Okay.
It's either one or the other.
Fair enough.
And I don't think it went well.
All right, this is the Can Art Boner segment brought to you by, who's this current sponsor?
Dave still
got it.
from Waconia, and we
All
still
right,
have another
Waconia.
Dave beer in the keister.
All right, so this is actually called Daybreak. I don't think I said that right off the bat. So the can art it's kind of like a terrain map, very subtle on the orange, but it's like a yellow terrain map.
Contour lines.
Relief.
Contour lines. Relief, yep. All the geographic terms. And then it just has your basic, those granola bars that are super basic? It just says like what the ingredients are. Like as the title of the granola
Kind
bar.
bars?
Oh,
no.
no, the white ones where it just has the
It's just
ingredient
like,
black
it's like
line.
almonds, granola, boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
and that's like the name of it.
Yeah, and they're gross.
That's what this looks like without the Wolf Ridge thing.
I tried those once. They were gross.
Yeah, I'm not a huge
Because they don't
granola
have all
bar
the
fan.
sweetener in them.
People
and
really
stuff.
like granola bars.
I love granola bars.
Yeah.
I don't like
I
the
just
ones
don't-
that are
not-
crunchy.
I prefer the crunchy
No,
ones. Like
soft.
those Hidden Valley or whatever.
Yeah,
Not
fuck
Hidden
that.
Valley, that's the ranch. Something Valley, right?
Nature Valley.
Nature
Valley.
Valley. I love those.
No.
Have you ever had the peanut butter one?
Oh,
Yeah.
It's so good. So good.
I want it soft, pre-chewed.
Yeah, you would.
I eat like an 85-year-old.
Yeah, baby bird that shit.
All right. There's some text on here which is fine. It tells you where the coffee's from. It's from a local coffee brew house or whatever they call them. One Line Coffee. But what's more important on that than the text is that this won the 2019 Silver Award from the Great American Beer Festival.
Yeah.
For coffee beer. And I would probably agree.
It's
I
a
don't
coffee
know.
beer.
So my question would be, when you are in the coffee beer category, does that include all types of beer like stouts and stuff? Because there's some strong competitors in that area, which would make this quite the award to get a silver on a cream ale.
Silver's nothing to sneeze at. I mean,
Hell no.
At
That's
that-
the big
at that
award
award,
show, right?
that's
the Great American Beer.
Yeah,
That's the
Great American
That's
Beer.
the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal. This is a big deal beer here.
that's the one in Denver.
Yeah,
correct?
when we get there, they raffle the tickets, so you can't even guarantee
damn.
like your attendance.
Yeah.
That's like the Untapped Beer Festival.
Except for the
There's
Brew
another
Crew.
thing.
Like,
Yeah, except-
they're always
yeah.
like,
Well, the Brew Crew,
When-
we're the
when we
official
make it there, we're
podcast of
walking
the Great
around
American
with-
Beer Festival.
Yeah, beer podcast.
They're so happy to have us too.
Yeah.
beer
it's so
podcast.
it
Table
gets
68.
it's so annoying
It's
going
just
there though.
so
'cause
many
we just get
fanboys.
mobbed.
Oh god,
Just get mobbed by all the chuggalos.
Yeah.
all the chuggalos.
Just
That's what
signing-
they love being called chuggalos. The people
Yeah.
who go to the Great American Beer Festival, they're the people who probably hate this podcast. Just
We don't-
like they're the ones who talk about like the notes of this.
We
and,
don't
like, how it's
offer
on
we don't
the
offer
mouthfeel.
enough. We don't offer enough like
You don't
information.
think so?
or backstory.
Yeah, right.
Like tones, like this is
Oh yeah, you could pick apart the different hop leaves and
yeah.
Yeah,
From
but
what's in
sometimes
there.
you say on the nose. That's a really
sometimes,
pretentious
and he says
thing.
mouthfeel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I
And-
said viscosity a couple times.
yeah.
After the pod, JT does stuff that goes in his nose, so it's very
Whoa,
similar.
whoa! What are we talking about? Don't allude that I do any drugs. I don't do drugs.
No, that wasn't drugs. No,
Oh, okay.
Afrin for your allergies because
Oxygen.
cats.
Yeah, oxygen always.
We all do.
Because I have a cat.
Always,
I have a
I'm
cat.
addicted
I have
to
a
it.
cat.
Yep.
Love this stuff.
I'll die. with
Love
that.
this stuff.
I'm totally.
Yeah,
addicted.
oxygen withdrawals are no joke.
Yeah, for real.
No joke.
You'll die.
All right. So
We're not supposed to talk about JT's drugs.
I would agree that this beer is 100% coffee. I don't taste vanilla. I don't taste like a cream ale taste, and I've been seeking out a lot of cream ales lately because I really like them.
Really?
This one, it does taste like an iced coffee, but a really
Is this
good
an
one.
ice? I've never had iced coffee.
It is.
this
It
iced
is
coffee?
actually a really high quality one. I never used to be able to taste the difference between different coffees until I stopped using cream in my coffee.
Yeah.
And now, like, a bad coffee is, like, really bad. And a good coffee is really good.
Yes.
This is good coffee. It actually reminds me of, and I hate Starbucks, so don't think I'm drinking Starbucks, but they sell a edible coffee bean. You ever have that?
Nope. I don't
It's
like
delicious.
Starbucks.
It's super duper good. The edible coffee bean. I hate their coffee, but the coffee bean that they sell that you can eat is so good, and that's actually what this tastes like. It tastes like the edible coffee beans at Starbucks. It's it's a very dark roast. It has a bitterness to it, but it's all coffee. It's very good.
We've been all about the beans recently.
We love the beans.
Good bean
Pod
reference.
bean, coffee beans.
Sorry, Stacey.
And I think of the coffee beers I've had. Man, this is good. But I can't compare it to anything because the only other beers I've had with coffee are stouts.
You can compare that. That's comparable.
Yeah, because it's
It's a
rated
similar
as a
ingredient.
coffee beer.
Yeah, I'm
Where-
not
where-
going to drink... Like, I do agree on it with Chris in the sense that if I want a beer, I'm not drinking this one. I'm
Yeah.
not drinking this beer. I'm going to drink this when I want, like, a nice coffee and it's, late and I want to get hammered. But only 5%. You need a few of them. But, all that being said, 4.5.
4.5. Wow.
Okay, so Cobra, I had to write.
I don't know. It's not doing a lot wrong,
I had a question
in my opinion.
specifically
Obviously.
for a very situational question. So when you're hunting or like at the cabin, let me paint the picture. And you're going to go out early in the morning and you pour your cup of coffee or whatever, and you come back from the woods after a couple hours and you warm up.
Yes.
Could this be a beer? And you're not going to go back out till after lunch because sometimes people need that break. They go out for daybreak.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about like Chuggle Orion right now. But for you as a hunter, is this a beer that you could come back and crack and have breakfast with? Or are you going after like legitimate coffee?
It would be a good breakfast beer.
It would be a
Or-
good breakfast beer, yeah.
That's the only situation I was just
Yeah.
trying, when I looked at your three, I'm just trying to think of a situation as a good connoisseur of coffee, or like a connoisseur of good coffee. Sorry, not a good connoisseur of coffee. But could that be a situation where this beer would apply for you?
Yes, it could be applicable in that situation. But
Very situational.
but
You're not doing this mowing the
But
lawn.
you'll just drink coffee.
I would just drink Busch Light, like,
Or Busch Light,
Okay.
I have no problem eating a big old plate of bacon and eggs and hash browns and having a Busch Light with it.
That sounds awesome.
After being out in the woods for a few hours. That
Yeah.
sounds great. Man, I got a lot of deer on my camera the other day. I forgot to tell you.
Oh.
I got one that's got just this monstrous, strange drop tine, man. He's numero uno. Very excited.
I'm wondering if he had,
Big
Very excited.
buck.
Big buck.
if he had something that diverged it, like that was stuck in it. That
I don't know. He's got like these real tall three spikes off the main beam, and then he's got his big brow tine, but then he's got this one that comes down this way, and it's got to be at least 8 or 9 inches long. It looks like a fucking coat hanger.
Yeah, you could use it as one.
It's super cool.
get it.
He is a cool looking buck. He's top of my list.
Interesting. Chuggle Orion, give me your thoughts on that drop on that one. So, wow. So that was. I'm glad that we had a diverse range of thought on that. So it just
did.
we don't suffer from groupthink here on the Brew Crew podcast. All right, for the second beer, and I'm glad we have a very wide range. So we're going from a cream ale to a sour ale.
Right
Very
on.
good. Very good.
So, and the way that this is described in my
Love this
background,
can art.
it might be a sour IPA. So it's not, though. It's technically a dry hop sour. It comes to us from Prairie Artisan Ales. I bought this when I was back in Wisconsin. So Prairie Artisan Ales is actually from Oklahoma. They're from Oklahoma City.
Oh, wow.
They're in
is this our first Oklahoma
Oklahoma is
This is
okay.
our first, yeah. So
Oh,
we're
very good.
crossing off that. So let's go with the crack. 3, 2, 1.
It's close. I love that my palate is completely wrecked from that coffee beer.
beer? Yeah, it is.
Very
But
excited.
This one, well, comes in strong.
Goodness. Okay.
Stick too.
So this Prairie Artisan Ales, again, is a sour ale. It comes to us from Oklahoma City. If you want to know about Prairie Artisan Ales, it's prairieales.com. It's a 5.8% dry hop sour. I'll let the rest of the can is all JT. So JT is going to have a lot to meat to chew there. I love on their website, again, at prairieales.com, that it's just a click. You either click if you're over 21 or you click. You don't have to go through the scrolly age, what's your name?
Oh, yeah.
find the trains in the CAPTCHA picture or anything
Oh my
like
god,
that.
I can't stand those things.
Captchas?
The worst.
Fuck those
Yep.
stupid motherfuckers.
And then they make you do it like 3 times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or there's the Google ones that don't tell you that you can just click next. Like, you can do it once and click next. Sometimes you just keep going, and it keeps refilling them. And you're like, when am I done here?
Right.
Oh, I just got to click next? Shit. I'm sitting here for an hour.
So the nice thing about this brewery is they started in 2012. They've been in the Rate Beer Top 100 Brewers for 5 of the last 6 years. And they specialize... They have a wide range in everything from funky and wild, which we're having today, and they have some big, bold, barrel-aged beers, be it stouts or porters.
Where in Oklahoma are these guys?
Oklahoma City.
OKC.
So,
Man, I used to live there. My old stomping grounds.
No shit.
so again, I bought this back in
For a studio
Wisconsin
assignment.
Wow.
at the Discount Liquor, one of my favorite places to go back in Wisconsin. And it just happened that it came from Oklahoma, so that's the distribution trail of
That's
this
great.
all the way to Ohio.
That's a good reach.
Yeah.
That's a good reach.
Good
Good for them.
And exceptional finding out again. They at the liquor store I go to, they have like placards like you see with bourbon or whatever, like if it's in the top 90 or whatever the rate. So this was a highly lauded, highly rated beer on Rate Beer. So before I go into my thoughts, Cobra, have you had enough time to generate feelings, emotions?
Yes, I have generated both feelings and emotions.
Ooh.
Good to know. The emotion that this triggers is happiness. Because it's not that coffee beer that I had previously. The reason that this made it to the far north reaches outside of Oklahoma is because this is a fantastic beer.
Mm-hmm.
This receives a 4.75 from me because it's absolutely fucking delicious. It is sour, it is sweet, but it's not overly either one of those.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, it's struck that right amount of balance with me. It could be classified as a sour IPA. That's
all hop level. It's
kind of toeing the line. I don't really quite get to that point because I don't get a lot of IBUs really from it. It's really, but the dry hopped piece of it I think comes through.
I forgot to say this is Prairie Artisan Ale's Funky Gold Mosaic.
Yeah.
And it uses mosaic hops. So that's where it gets the name Funky Gold. Because they have a Funky Gold series. This just happens to be with mosaic hops.
This is mosaic hops.
Correct.
And then they're dry hopped. Mm-hmm. That's great. They've done a great job. It's what I want a sour ale to be. Pretty much by the textbook. So I love it. I give it a 4.75. I don't know what would get it to a 5. I mean, it would just have to be minor tweaks, and I don't even know what those minor tweaks would be. I don't know. This is really flirting with the 5, quite honestly. It's very, very close. I would be fine either or, 4.75 or a 5. It's very close.
CC.
This is like, this would be my treat beer. Mm-hmm. Like if I was having some beers for the evening and I was kind of all over the map, maybe with the Busch Light and maybe with some IPAs and stuff like that, I would be saving this one for the end because I think these are probably one and dones. I don't think you could have.
You
two
probably
of
don't
these.
want too many of them.
No, I think that would just completely blow it. I don't think it would be good. I want to have one of these. I want it to be later in the evening. I really want to celebrate the flavor of it because this is great. It's great. So yeah, I don't know where I am. 4.75 or 5.
All right. Let me just show the camera the can real quick.
Show them your can.
Show them your can. There it is. You've seen it. If you're listening on audio, which thank you for listening,
Stev listens on YouTube. I found out.
Oh,
so,
he does?
Like I'm aggregating.
So we're not
aggregating
getting
the people.
those plays are different than the plays we're getting. We're trying to get plays up, guys. We're trying to get our stats up.
Please tell
But
people
it's okay
about the
if
Brew
we
Crew.
still get your stats on YouTube, so it's okay to watch that.
Yeah, we're getting it up
We're
too.
not at 'em. Yeah,
We're really
we're
getting
getting it up.
big time.
Getting it up, getting it on.
Mm-hmm.
I like getting it up.
All right.
Ain't getting it on.
So
Yeah.
Prairie Artisan Ales, Funky Gold Mosaic. I like this Canner Boner segment brought to you by Dave. This is a beer you brought, right? It's not
Correct.
Else's
Yeah, this
beer.
is something.
So it's still Dave is still the sponsor. This can art does elicit some memories for me, and a point since COVID started and I started working from home. I sit outside once a day. I go outside for like 10 minutes, no phone or anything, just get away. And I've been watching. We have this. I don't know what the flower's called, but it's like there's these trees that have flowers that the bees really, really love.
Great.
And so I go out there and I watch these bees, and I've never done that before.
Bees are so important.
And they're this tree is like a super highway for bees. And they don't bother me. They don't bother the dogs. They just do their thing. Yep. And I leave them alone. They leave me alone. And they're just flower to flower, and they're bouncing around, and then they'll leave, and they'll come back. And it's really awesome to watch. It's a nice 10 minutes that I zone out every day.
That's great.
Well, this can has similar. It gave me that feeling. You talk about feelings. There's bees on here. Everything on here has kind of like a pattern. I don't know even what that type of art is called, but there's, it's like a little square of zigzags, then a checker, then a little square of checker boxes, then a square of polka dots, and then some wavy lines, and it's just a bunch of different contrasting.
So this stuff resonates through all of their artwork. It's very similar. This is not a huge departure.
Okay. So and then the faces on here. I know Chris is familiar. I hope that you will at least become familiar soon, if not already. Uncle Grandpa is a fantastic show on Cartoon Network.
Oh, God.
It's so good. It's so good. And the faces on these flowers are Uncle Grandpa-esque.
Yes, they are. Great. That's a good
It just
pull.
took me right there.
Really good.
So if you're an adult with no kids, you can watch Uncle Grandpa. It's a great show.
Yeah.
And the guy from Workaholics, the Adam Devine, I think his name is, he's the Pizza Steve.
So he's Pizza Steve.
He's a great voice.
I love Pizza Steve. He's the coolest
The
dude
show
there.
is one of those kids shows that are made for adults and kids.
Absolutely.
And it's fantastic.
100%.
But the faces on here are totally Uncle Grandpa-esque. The patterns, I wish I knew what type of art that was. But it's interesting, and it did bring me to my back patio where I watch the bees every day.
That's neat.
And also there's sunflowers on here, and I have sad news. We planted about 8 sunflowers, and none of them grew this year.
We grew sunflowers this year.
You were able to successfully do it. We're learning the sun patterns of our yard.
Yep.
And we failed where we planted them. It just didn't work.
It's not a failure. It's learning.
It's a learning. Yeah, you're right.
You didn't.
So any failure is a learning experience. So next year, hopefully, we'll grow some sunflowers. So that's the Can Art Boner segment brought to you by Dave. This, I give this beer 4.0. I think it's as perfectly sour as you'd want a sour to be, but I think it lacks an individuality. It lacks a character. It doesn't even have to be individuality. It lacks a certain. It just does. It's just like
a certain
sour.
je ne sais quoi.
It's sour. Okay, I want to. And this is exactly what you want out of a sour beer. Mm-hmm. Throw in something else to give it more character, to make it yours. Prairie Artisan Ales, and so then we're talking. I wouldn't know this is Prairie Artisan Ales from any other basic sour. I think it's a basic sour done well. But I think that there's something missing.
So for you to get higher, you need some sort of a gimmick with it.
It doesn't have to be a gimmick, because not all of them are gimmicks. Maybe that dry hop flavor should come up more. Because like you said, and I agree with that too, I'm not there. I like that this is a sour IPA. Some people might call it that. Maybe it should be. Or maybe, put some other flavors in here. I just think this is basic. Good basic. It's not an insult. It's 4.0. That's a really good
what you're going to get.
You know what you're going to get. And it's very, very good. And I also agree with Chris that you probably don't want to double up on this beer. It's thick. It tastes thick.
I don't think I could do 2 of these.
Yeah.
I don't think I could drink 2 of these.
That's me. 4.0.
So off the top rope. So with Prairie, the most common beer that I've seen from Prairie, doing my research, is Prairie Bomb. So if you see BOMB exclamation point, it comes like on a shorty bottle. Not like a grenade, not like a Mickey grenade, but it's
but like a little something.
Yeah, a little something. Yeah, great callback. So this is fantastic. This is the closest beer. This is going to be a controversial point, and I'm expecting it. This is the closest beer that I've had since Tallgrass Half Pipe.
Yeah.
That was
a sour IPA. That was a sour. They called it a sour IPA.
In my palate. But remember how that just blew away. That was almost a perfect score for that month.
Yeah, it blew the doors off.
I think somebody gave it a 4.
It blew the doors off, man.
Because it was the first of its kind. I think that this beer. So if you Tallgrass Half Pipe, I think Tallgrass is a Ohio brewery.
I think so. Good luck finding it.
Yeah, good luck, because we tried that blue. I think this beer is its cousin. I think it's related. Chris said everything that I wanted to say about this beer. It's sour, it's dry, it's tart, it's hoppy, and it's light. This is not a filling IPA. You're not going to be suffering from everything. Why you would only want to have one of this is up here. It's not in your gut. I'm at a 4.75 off the top rope. This beer is fantastic. I should have bought more of it because, God bless, it is fantastic. I want more Prairie Artisan Ales. Again, they earned their reputation. And
when did they start? How
2012.
2012. Man, bummer.
There's a lot of thought and a lot of we're not just going to put out, it's not a shitstorm of ideas. Like, they put out wonderfully thought out, constructed beers from the little bit of research that
I wonder if they're like the Branch and Bone of OKC, because Oklahoma City, as I was leaving, they began to develop a river walk through the city, and
because they have a brick district too, right?
Yeah, Bricktown. Bricktown district downtown, and then shortly after I left, they got their NBA team. So Oklahoma City's grown significantly, and it was a neat little place when I was there. I was there from 2000 to 2004, so for 4 years, not very long.
Was that when the crib happened?
The what?
The crib incident?
No. The crib incident was prior to the military.
Okay, prior to the military.
Yeah. I was not in the military.
That was in the archives. The crib incident.
Yeah, dig that one up. That's gold.
I can't give you an episode on that one, folks.
Yeah. Oklahoma City, though, it's a fun town, but there weren't many craft breweries. There was one bar, I believe the bar was called Tapworks, if I'm not mistaken. And Tapworks was a really cool place.
WERKS? Oh, okay.
I think it was standard ORKS, right? But it was 2 stories, and obviously it's all about beer, taps. So they had tons of beer on tap on the first floor, and then also on the second floor. I've had many drunken nights in Tapworks. It was a ton of fun. That was the closest thing you could get to craft beer, though, right? There weren't craft breweries that you could go to the breweries. So I hope that's changed. It sounds like it's changed. But if this place is putting out consistently stuff like this, then they've got to be close to Branch and Bone style.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned. Completely different artwork, completely different probably theme, but quality of beer,
different
quality of beer. This is huge. It's very similar.
Yeah, I think Branch and Bone has more. They deliver more character. I just can't think of another word to describe it. Like the beers that they're giving, I can find this in other beers, I think.
You think so?
Yeah, but I don't think you can find what Branch and Bone gives. And that's not a gimmick. Branch and Bone.
Well, I don't know.
Their sours.
You tell me.
I don't think so.
I mean, peach tea Berliner Weiss.
Yeah.
It's a sour beer.
Yeah, it's a sour beer.
But what makes it a 5 for you?
It's that smooth peach tea flavor.
Right. Gimmick.
Fair enough.
I'm not knocking Branch and Bone. I'm not knocking anyone for giving it a gimmick.
Yeah, I just don't. I think that you can find this in other. It's very good. I'm not saying it's not good. I don't think it's like that level. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think it's the level where I'm like, holy shit.
Like if
This
this
is
is
changing
funky
my
gold,
life.
if this is funky gold mosaic mango.
Oh, I don't
maybe-
like mango. I'm not a big mango guy.
Okay, well whatever you like.
I don't. Doesn't have to be
Peach
a fruit.
tea.
It doesn't have to be a fruit. It doesn't have to be.
You don't have to be a
anything.
fruit.
I don't. It can be whatever I want.
That's right. It's free world.
And tall grass is out of Kansas.
If you find this beer and another beer, please let me know because I'm gonna go buy it.
I like that this is out of Oklahoma. That's good.
That is
We're
good.
expanding our geographic reach.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because who would have thought that we crossed off Wyoming as early as we did on this podcast?
Is that Melvin?
Melvin.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
Melvin was-
pretty big.
Melvin in the
good.
first 20 episodes.
Yeah, and they're still consistently everywhere. I find them
Yeah.
all over the
Yeah.
place.
Melvin is
They're a good
widely
brewer.
distributed. Crazy.
Good on you, Wyoming. Good on you.
Good on
job.
you. I want to go there.
Me too.
Yeah. I
Soon.
used to know this guy from Wyoming, and he had a Wyoming T-shirt for every day of the week, and they were all awesome.
I bet.
Like all the T-shirts were awesome.
Yep.
Hopefully his name was Jackson,
I don't remember his name.
and when it said hole on the back, it just pointed towards his butt.
Oh, I see. Jackson's Hole. He was a
Oh, yeah, that
Marine, and his specialty was Morse code. Which
So that's what we need more of in this world is Morse code operators.
if I was to guess
Cobra, help me
someone
out.
coming from Wyoming,
Yeah.
Morse code
More
operators.
Morse.
Morse code operators. That's right. You got it.
Mm-hmm.
You might have just said something. You don't even know it.
No, I know Morse code.
You know what you just said?
I have to write it out. No, that was just gibberish. But I can do Morse code if I write it out.
I haven't memorized Morse code, but like I know it.
Pre-SMS messaging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We communicate on ships with that. Morse code with the lights.
Well, that's more semaphore is the flags.
Flags, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I have a game. It's going to be hard to read.
JT, just describe to us how this game came to be.
So I brought a game like 2 weeks ago for episode 99. And then it was on a piece of paper. I'd written it down. I'd written down all my questions.
How big was the piece of paper if you would just give it size?
Yeah, sure. It was probably that big.
Oh, wow. So it's substantial.
Little
Like
yeah,
this.
like yeah, just like that. Just
Yeah.
out of a nice personal notebook.
Instead of a public notebook.
Right.
Okay.
You don't want to have public notebook
You can.
paper. You can if that's what you take notes in.
Yeah.
And then Matt had a game. I believe you had a game that
I
day.
did.
So
It's an
I
awesome
showed
game.
the camera for the YouTube video. I said, I really, like Matt is like, I don't believe you.
Because I
You
took
don't
him
have
to
a
task
game.
for not having a game.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
said, no, I have a game. I'm going to show it to the camera so everyone else knows that I'm telling the truth. But I'm not going to show you guys because you got to play this game later. We're going to
Yeah.
play this game later. Well, then I forgot to bring it today because
What?
in this COVID times for the mole people,
Yeah.
Tuesdays when the day we record this podcast is one of the days I work. So I left the house, earlier this morning. Just wasn't thinking.
Keep in mind,
Didn't
he doesn't
grab it.
work most days. Just
I
Tuesdays.
work,
just
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
but from
Just Tuesday.
from work.
His words.
From work.
From work.
Good point.
When he's working at home, he's
Touche.
zoning out and watching
You got
bees.
me.
I'm just out on the back porch.
See, I knew it would turn into this
See?
team up on JT thing.
Like
It always gets to
Like
this.
Doctor-
It always
like
gets to
like
this
Dr.
point.
Ohm
Bringing
wa-
it back.
I
It's 101.
bring
Like
all
Dr.
of-
Ohm watching the fucking
I just
trees.
reveal so
Like-
much about. I was talked about watching trees.
101.
You guys were
You
like,
might as well just call it
fucking
episode
idiot.
1.
Dr. For 3 months, just like, I'm not fucking working, getting
Yeah.
paid, watching trees blow.
Yeah, and he was public about it. He didn't
Oh, yeah,
care.
he was very public. I'm a Disney dad watching trees blow.
Watching trees blow. So, so this game is greater than, guess then.
So, the game...
The game. Oh yeah, I didn't finish where I was
Yeah,
going.
I
Go
apologize.
ahead.
You
Go
got
ahead.
it. So, he got the game, so he forgot the game.
Forgot it.
So, he asked us if we remembered the timestamp when he showed it to the screen. So, we're doing pre-production. We're talking about business.
Yeah.
Because we've just transferred to Podbean. Everything is great.
Lots of business.
He found the timestamp.
I
for
found-
the 3-second flash he did in an hour and 20-minute podcast. He found it.
I found
That's dedication, folks. That's
I found
what
it.
the producer brings to this show.
You're damn right. I found
just
it.
show
I
up wearing a
screenshotted it,
bandana.
and now we're gonna play this game. So on August 7th, 2020, USA Today released a list of the most successful breweries in America.
Are we starting the game? Is this the game?
This is the game.
It's very
We're
serious.
on. We're already on. Yeah.
Holy
If you're not
shit.
ready, you need to get ready now.
Yeah.
Wait, refresh my memory of how to play greater than.
Yeah,
guess then.
I will.
Oh,
I will.
okay. I thought. Shit.
Sorry, I didn't mean to imply that I wasn't going to give you instructions. I am. We're not playing, like, the questions haven't been asked yet.
Oh, I thought that was the question.
So, USA Today, August 7th, USA Today released their list of 35 most successful breweries based on revenue. That I don't know how they define success, but that's what it's based on.
Revenue. Just
They
how
base
much-
it on revenue.
yeah, how much revenue they generate.
I don't
Okay.
think that's a great marker.
I think there's a
terrible
lot of
marker.
other ways to do it, but that's what they do. So I'm going to give you two breweries.
Snow
And
beer.
you're going to guess which one is more successful.
Oh, excellent.
That's it.
So there's real answers to this.
There are real answers. There are real answers to this.
Not just subjective ones from.
And
JT.
all of the breweries I mentioned are in the top 35 in the country. So if there's any surprises
in the
to
country.
you, in the country. So
Not
if
in
there are
the
any
world.
surprises to you, no, none of these were international. But I do want to point out that we are an international podcast. Not only do we have listeners in Ireland,
Yep.
but our
Mozambique.
Podbean analytics show France as an up-and-comer.
Picking up.
Sacre
Picking
bleu.
up. Oh my
Sacre
god.
bleu.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know French.
Joan of
Bienvenue.
Okay.
Français.
Good job. Good cheese.
Bienvenue. Welcome.
Yep. Bienvenido is Spanish.
Yeah.
Menudo.
Bienvenidos. Yeah. There's a D.
Menudo.
Bienvenue.
Menudo was a good band.
Menudo.
And it's
Ricky
good
Martin,
food.
right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, there was like 17 members as soon as they aged out.
They suck.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
No, seriously though.
That's what
There
they
was,
should
like,
have done with all
12
the American boy bands.
12 to 15.
Wow. No.
Well, Joey
That's-
Fatone.
I'm not talking about
I mean,
12 to
he's
15-year-old
85, but
boy
he was a
bands.
key part of
All right.
NSYNC.
So who's more successful? Question 1.
I love it.
And you could just say your name as the first guesser, or do you guys both want to take a guess and then just earn points as you go?
I would like to do it that way, but you're the rules master.
All right, that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
So you can both guess,
It's your game.
and then I'll tell you the right answer, and we'll tally up who has the most right answers. Stone or Bells?
Ooh,
Who's
wow.
bigger? Who's
Based on
more
revenue?
successful based on revenue?
Stone. We'll go every other who answers first.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm gonna agree with Matt. I think it's Stone as well.
It is Bells. You're both
Wow.
wrong. 0-0. Good job, guys.
This is an awesome game, by the way, JT.
Good,
Just
thanks.
ahead of time. Wow.
All right, I can't
That
see
that is
one
shocking.
of these.
Because
That's shocking based on my taste, because I know very little bit about Bells, quite honestly. I like Two Hearted Ale, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I don't get into.
But they always have their
others.
enjoy by and
But
enjoy
Stone,
after.
Stone
Yeah.
has so many. Stone's been around forever.
I can tell you that Stone comes from Escondido because it's just
That's
Man.
true. Let me just.
Based on
I
revenue.
can't read my own handwriting.
And I
That's
feel like
fine.
Stone is further distributed than Bells. I think you can get Stone nearly anywhere versus you cannot get Bells.
we can't be the only one shocked on that. Like that was like an 80-20.
Yeah,
And I tried not to be a
I
homer
would have
because
guessed
Bells.
Stone as well. I would have
Okay,
guessed Stone. As
see?
well.
I thought about.
We're not
I
crazy.
thought about being your devil's advocate just for the sake of the game, but
no.
logic was like, no way. There's no way.
No way.
All right,
Well done, JT.
thanks. Next question: who's more successful, Canarchy or Dogfish Head?
Oh, this is. It's your turn to go first.
Dogfish Head.
I've never even heard it. Yeah, a Dogfish Head.
He's gonna say Canarchy.
Yeah, I've never even heard of Canarchy.
It is Canarchy. They're out of
Based on
Colorado.
Revenue.
They are.
They generate. So Canarchy generates more revenue than Dogfish Head.
That's crazy.
And I've never heard of Canarchy.
Yeah, they're actually
That's amazing.
number 8. They are actually more successful than Stone.
Can you give us revenue numbers, by the way?
Let me see what it does not say.
Oh man.
Their location is Longmont, Colorado. They also have a place in Tampa, Florida, Comstock, Michigan, Inglewood, California, San Francisco, and Dallas. And they weren't even on the 2014 rankings. Because in this article,
Can you
it
name
gives
a
you where they
beer
were in
that they-
2014. So it's like a 6-year.
What is their
Oh,
flagship?
So
beer?
they don't have to give numbers? That's like how
They
we
do
say we're
not-
the most successful
They
craft
do
beer
not give
podcast.
it. It says a craft beer collective founded in 2015. Canarchy is
Oh,
composed
collective.
of 7 individual breweries nationwide: Oscar Blues, Cigar City,
Oh.
Squatters, Wasatch, Deep Ellum, Pirin, Three Weavers, and that's it.
So they get High Line money.
They have High Line
Yeah.
money.
And
And
Oscar
Perrin's
Blues.
Blonde
So-
Porter, and Three Weavers Cloud City
Wow.
Hazy IPA.
That's awesome though that they're.
That's what it is. Canarchy. It's a real place.
I'm not mad. That's a great
It's
name.
a collective, yeah.
Okay. Who is more successful? So it's 0-0, right? So
It is.
New Glarus or Alaskan Brewery?
Oh, this is okay. So it's my turn to go first.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna be tough. I'm Alaskan, and that's tough.
I'll devil's advocate this one. We'll finally deviate. I'm gonna go New Glarus.
Someone's getting a point. It's New Glarus. They are
Well
the more
done.
successful brewer.
Shit.
Very good.
I wonder how
That-
close that one was.
That's
though.
That one hurt.
Anybody need additional information on any of those breweries?
I mean, I could tell you about New Glarus.
You probably could tell me a lot about.
I feel
New
like
Glarus.
Alaskan is distributed
That's why I went
further than New
distributed.
Glarus is.
Oh, definitely, because New Glarus
can't-
is limited.
you can't
New
get-
Glarus is
Wisconsin.
only Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So based on distribution alone, you would think it's Alaskan.
So in 2014, New
it's
Glarus was
revenue.
number 19 on the list. This year they're number 15.
Crazy.
And
And they hyper regulate. They're self-distributed.
That's crazy.
Alaskan is
good,
number
though.
22, and they were 20th in 2014, so they're falling.
I'm gonna hear so much shit from my father-in-law on that one. I know. He got up and watched it on YouTube the next morning. He woke up Sunday morning and watched
Oh, the
100th
the
That's
Century
awesome.
Club.
Thank you.
That is, yeah.
Juggalo Tad.
Juggalo Todd, thank you.
CT
All right,
coming through.
question 4. I only have 5. Question 4.
This is a rich game.
Who's more
This is awesome.
successful? Trogs or Rheingeist?
My turn, right?
Yep.
I'll say Rheingeist.
Okay.
God, they just went to the second. I'm not gonna be mad if I lose. Trogs.
It is Rheingeist.
That
Rheingeist is more successful
Well
by
done.
1. Trogs is number 27, and Rheingeist is number 26. Now,
Oh man, that's
and the crazy thing is,
this is the top 35, right, JT?
the top 35.
This is
In
an awesome
2014, Trogs was actually ranked, but at 44. So they weren't on this list, but they were 44. Rheingeist wasn't even on the list.
Have you
Yeah.
seen
So
Trogs
and
in a
they've
while?
moved past Trogs.
Like 2-3 years ago, it was super big.
Yeah, they've had some fruit beers, like
Yeah.
blueberry something or other.
yeah. They're always at D20. Always
Yeah,
at
Trogs,
D20.
Trogs is around. They're from Hershey.
Yeah.
And obviously, for the listener,
So
Rheingeist
Juggalo
from
Andrew is a
Cincinnati.
big Trogs dude.
Yes. Absolutely.
So that's that. Last question. Last question. I know it's impossible.
I'd love
but-
to get one. Just 1 point. That I'll take that as a moral victory.
Okay.
You're up first for this
Terrible,
one.
yeah.
Who's
This
the
is
more
mine.
successful brewery? Three Floyds or 21st Amendment?
So the only time I have 21st Amendment beers, and this is a really sad because we're coming up on it. The only time I ever see them is at Alefest. The only time I ever see
Yeah,
them.
I would agree there.
Three
I don't think I've ever
Floyds.
seen them anywhere else.
I stop at if I look at their tap list. So I'm gonna vote with my heart, and I'm gonna go Three Floyds.
Okay.
And I'll once again play devil's advocate and say 21st Amendment.
Is 21st Amendment out of Colorado?
I was actually going to make that a bonus question if you got it right, but you got it wrong.
Oh.
It is
Michigan.
Three Floyds is the larger. Oh no, 21st Amendment is the larger brewery. I
Killed
was
it.
going to make it a bonus question if you got Three Floyds right. I was going to say, where's 21st Amendment from? They're actually from California.
Okay.
From California, they were number 41 in 2014, 41st most successful brewery, and obviously named after.
So New Glarus is bigger than Three Floyds. By your
Oh
list.
yeah, New Glarus is bigger than Three Floyds.
Wow.
Three
Good
Floyds
on you, New
is-
Glarus.
Three Floyds is 31. So there's only a couple beers on this list which I didn't name that are. Surly's number 34.
Well, we could revisit this game. Surly
Flying Dog.
deserves to be number 200. I don't get
Well, they're on the list.
Surly
Top
and
35.
Surly and Boulevard are two beers that I don't drink the Kool-Aid.
That's USA Today's. That's at least 10 of USA Today's top 35 breweries.
That was I'm
USA Today. Interesting.
USA Today.
I like that. Congratulations on your victory, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
3-0.
Three
You knocked it
nothing.
out of the park.
Killed
Thanks.
it.
Yeah. Yep. It was a lot of
Slam
guessing.
dunk, home run.
That just shows
Slam
you
dunk home run.
slam.
That's what I do.
voting with.
Slam dunk, home runs.
Well, I couldn't say voting with my heart because I would have went with 3 Floyds, and I have 3 Floyds.
You
That's
went
the
with
only
3
one.
Floyds. You mean
Yeah.
New Glarus.
I meant New Glarus.
3 Floyds is everywhere here.
Those are the 2
21st
beers I have.
Amendment is nowhere.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't know what 21st Amendment is.
You had it at AleFest last year.
Yeah.
Maybe.
There's a couple of
Just,
21st Amendment beers.
You know, anti-prohibition.
Maybe that was when I was already knee deep into AleFest because I don't remember 21st. If I've had it, then it was a 2-ounce pour and it was
No, this was
on to the next.
This was the one where you did the kickstand on.
Yeah, not to give away any inside tips here, but just as the official podcast of AleFest, we were knee deep into AleFest before it even started, I think.
Yeah. Well, we're always knee deep in AleFest before it starts.
We were pretty set.
And if you need proof of that, just check out the banner picture from our pod.
That's from the last AleFest. Yeah. Yep.
Beer podcast.
I'm mad. I almost dumpster dived for that banner.
Should have. It was worth it.
Fuck.
Worth it.
Wouldn't that be great in here?
And now,
It'd be
and next
great,
year
yeah.
they're gonna put it. They're gonna actually put our name on it
The beer
because
po-
we're
yeah.
not that offensive anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll have. Yep.
I mean, and we'll have millions of
Would-
followers.
Right.
And
I don't.
gonna write a
Are we
segue.
willing to go to brewers that have in a prior life ostracized us because of our culture?
we've stayed true to being honest. We went to Branch and Bone and we were honest with Landon about the scores of his beer. We went to Crooked Handle. We were honest about the scores of their beer. So yes, I think if we go to those breweries who
Yeah, if we go to
slandered us,
places that have had apprehension
that
on
we've
those
had
things.
problems with, we're not gonna like shit on them,
No.
and we're not gonna give them better scores because now they accept us. I think we're fine because we're still gonna be true
Yeah.
to the message of the
We're
podcast.
objective beer drinkers.
Yeah.
I am excited, and I anticipate highly when we get to go to Dayton Beer Company, because
Yeah.
that's
I think
pretty
we
much
should set it up.
it's fantastic. And COVID has, and I know they listen. Love your beers.
DBC does.
They have a wide range. Yes, they've reached out to us and want us.
Yeah, we need.
Oh, I didn't.
Just
Yeah,
if
that's-
you're
Oh,
a,
maybe-
if you're
yeah, maybe I knew
a
that.
listener and you listen in a way that so my recording a podcast outside is gonna be the quality is gonna be degraded. If you don't care, let us know and we'll start going to some of these places because we'll
Right.
have to do this outside, and that's really one of the things I think that's keeping us from doing a lot of it, other than the fact that we just need to.
Yeah,
organize
it's just, like I said, it's just coordinating times
Yeah.
and availability, making sure you, the brewer, are available, and all three of us are available, because we record on Tuesdays and we typically kick off about 2:30. So
Mhm.
We can make exceptions.
We can
though.
make
Oh, yeah.
exceptions.
We can
Yeah,
make
we have.
exceptions.
So let's do it.
all right.
We'll go to DBC.
I'm
Go to
excited.
Eudora.
I'm
Yeah,
excited.
they've reached out like positive when we did.
Yeah,
We need to go back to
DBC
Crooked Handle.
We need to go
Yeah,
back
we
to,
need to go back to Crooked Handle.
They've expanded, so
And they did message us after the
yeah.
saying
But they're open and they were able to work with where they're at, their location.
Oh, that's right. They're
They've
in the
taped
parking
off.
lot.
Yeah, they've taped off like far into the parking lot.
Yeah.
Did I already mention that?
No,
They're
I
in the
think
Century
maybe you
Club.
told me
Oh, okay.
off the mic.
Either way, they're
yeah.
open and pouring some beers.
Yep.
But as we continue to grow into the Brew Crew podcast, there's going to be bigger, better, newer, high spectacular things. That
Way
are gonna
more
happen.
opportunities.
Way more opportunities.
Definitely.
Yep.
People aren't as apprehensive about brew crew as they are
Mainstream.
about butt chug.
Mainstream.
Yeah.
As Mr. Bartell said.
We'll show up at your brewery and we'll shove a funnel in our ass and
Well,
butt
party
chug
with
some
our
beer.
frat friends.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll bring all our fraternity bros and
That's right. We
Shove
just
a beer up
party
our
all
ass.
day. Well, you guys got any parting words for this episode?
Concise. We still need to come up with the title, but that's going to be for after.
Title for what?
The episode.
Oh, for the episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
There's
title the
plenty.
episode.
There's plenty.
tons of stuff.
Tons of stuff. Well, that's episode 101. 101. 101.
It's not really
101.
101, but yeah.
I don't know what does odd even mean.
2 O's.
2 O's. I didn't know that.
I mean, 2
All
zeros.
this life I've lived, and I never knew that.
2 zeros, technically, not O's.
2 zeros.
Whatever.
That's episode 101. Thanks for joining us. This is the Brew Crew podcast, available on all your favorite podcasting networks. Matt creepy crawls over to the stop button. See ya!
Smell you later.